When the man went out, he suddenly found that the computer game that was clearly turned off just now had eerily started automatically. What's even more terrifying was that the characters in the game were automatically slashing other players. At first, Nick thought the computer had a virus, but it wasn't until a friend called that he realized things weren't as simple as he imagined. The friend told Nick not to go to the interview because a brutal massacre had just taken place at the interview location. Now the scene has been completely blocked off by the police. At this moment, Nick accidentally saw that the character in the game had also killed all the enemies. Thinking about such a coincidence, Nick instantly felt a sense of fear. To verify his thoughts, he hurriedly made a video call to his friend, but he found that the scene of the massacre was extremely similar to the scene in the game. So with a try-it-and-see attitude, he slowly waved at the character in the game. Unexpectedly, the next second, that game character also waved at him. This instantly made Nick realize that something was wrong. Could it be that the game world had invaded reality? After calming down for a while, Nick asked his friend if there was a film crew filming, but unexpectedly, the next second, the character in the game shook his head, as if the game character could hear him speak. Realizing that the game character was most likely next to his friend, Nick hurriedly asked his friend to ask the survivors at the scene what the murderer looked like. When he heard the survivor say that the murderer was holding a big machete at the time and was wearing yellow pants, Nick instantly realized that the character in the game was the murderer. This also meant that the game world had really penetrated into reality. Scared, Nick hurried to tell his friend about this. Let his friend look for anyone wearing yellow pants at the scene, but his friend didn't believe Nick's words at all. He thought Nick must be confused from playing games, because Nick was a person who loved to stay at home and play games. At this moment, a police officer walked over, motioning for the man not to stay in this place. This instantly made the police officer realize that something was wrong. How could he know the appearance characteristics of the murderer? Just like that, the friend was regarded as a suspect by the police and was taken into the police car for investigation. At this time, Nick was extremely anxious. He didn't notice at all that the interface in the computer game had quietly changed, and at this time in reality there was also a small car following the police car. Seeing this, Nick instantly realized that something was wrong. He wanted to use the computer to control the game, but all the keys had no response. Just like that, the police car was hit to the side of the road by a mysterious car. Soon several kidnappers rushed out of the car. Without saying a word, they kidnapped his friend in broad daylight. Soon his friend was taken to a secret warehouse, and his whole body was covered with sharp iron nails. It turned out that the mysterious person wanted to play a game with Nick. The rule of the game was that as long as Nick won, he would let his friend go, but if he failed, his friend would die instantly. Hearing this, Nick's first thought was to quit the game, but after pressing for a long time, the computer had no response. As Nick's character took damage, the torture device on his friend's body also began to gradually tighten. Helpless for the safety of his friend, Nick had to grit his teeth and PK with the other party. Only then did he manage to turn the situation around. But unexpectedly at this moment, the computer screen was suddenly locked. Then the mysterious person asked Nick a question. Only the correct answer would count as a victory. The mysterious person said how much money he had borrowed from his friend before. Faced with such a question, Nick didn't have a specific amount for a while, so he just randomly entered a set of numbers. As a result, the next second, his friend was punished by the torture device. In the end, he was stabbed to death by iron nails. After seeing the image of his friend's tragic death on the computer, Nick instantly felt extremely devastated. He wanted to throw away the computer without thinking. Unexpectedly at this moment, a line of text suddenly appeared on the computer.